Hello crafty friends, let's create card number 25 in Full Deck Challenge 2. The prompts are label, flowers, splatter. For my labels, I have this box of vellum style sticker labels. I will go through those and see if I can find something suitable for my project. Those are from Taperlogy. Then for the flowers, I've just collected some die cuts that I've had in a box. I also have some flowers on washi tape. I also have a piece of wrapping paper with some flowers that I really like. They might be a little big, but I'll have a look. I'm not quite sure yet what I'll be using. And then for the splatter, I'm just going to use my watered down white acrylic paint to do the splatter. I'm going to start by prepping my card with my white tissue paper and Mod Podge. You could also use gel medium or craft glue. The tissue paper that I'm using is the type you used for gift wrapping. You could also use a white napkin. You don't have to do this part. I do it to prep the face of the card so I can add any kind of color medium or any kind of glue. If the card is really shiny, you could also sand it down a bit to give it a little bit of tooth so the substrate can attract the inks or the colors or the glues that you're going to use. Once it's nice and dry, I'm just going to tear off the excess. You could also use a scissors to cut it neater. I'm going to go through all my little labels and see if I can find something suitable. I'm finding because it's the Queen of Hearts and the background of the card is quite bold, these stickers aren't really great because they are transparent. So I'm going to look and see if I can find something a little more suitable in the rest of my stash. I might use some of these because I do like the color and the softness, but I need to find something that's a little bit bolder and will stick out more. I found this label that is a much more suitable color. I do love the print on it as well. I'm just going to cut it smaller because the overall is a little bit too large. I'm going to cut on the frame of the label, and I think that just fits perfectly in the middle of my card. I will add some of the other stickers just for a little bit more interest. To help with placement of my flowers, I'm just going to add a drop of glue on the back of the label and adhere it to the face of the card. This is just to help me so it doesn't keep moving around while I'm placing the flowers. I'm just using the ruler to center it. I struggled also a little bit with the flowers, to be honest. All the flowers I had were rather too big for the overall look and didn't look great. So while I fiddled through my washi tapes and my die cuts and tried to make something fit, I did have some fabric flowers that were on my desk from a previous project, which actually worked out better. So I'm going to use those instead. In the meantime, I've also added some green leaves just for a bit of contrast and to give it a bit more dimension. I just used my Big Shot and a die to cut the leaves just from some cardstock. And now these are the fabric flowers I was talking about. I'm just going to cut them in half and place them underneath. I'm going to use the lighter pink and the darker pink. And luckily these worked out really great. I also have this larger rose die cut that I'm going to use as the focal point. It's not too late to join in the Full Deck Challenge. We've finished the first challenge and are on number 2, but you can start at any time, on any deck and on any card. The rules are very few, there actually aren't any. Just have fun and allow yourself to think outside the box. I'll put a link to the playlists in the description box below. If you're on Facebook, you can also join my group. Just search Full Deck Challenge Group. I'm not crazy about the gold border on this flower die cut, so I'm just going to trim that off. I'm happy with the placements of my flowers and leaves, so I'm going to glue those down. I'm using a glue stick for the leaves as they're just quite a flat cardstock onto a flat surface. For the petals, which are a fabric, I'm going to use my hot glue as I find it a little bit easier to work with when you're working with bulky items. I think that's looking really pretty, and I'm loving that it is not flowers all the way around the label. I've got them on the right and the left. I'm finding that the Queen of Hearts is still a little too bold for me. I want to tone her down. So I'm going to use a little bit of gesso just in the visible areas just to soften that and make it fall into the background. I'm not going to add my splatter. I use watered down acrylic paint. That works best for me, but use whatever you have and whatever color you want. Once that's dry, I'm going to add a few more label stickers. I want it to be a little bit more dimensional than just one label. Also adds a good contrast. Sticking down my focal point with some hot glue as it's going onto a bulky background. And I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope you were inspired to create your own and to even join in my full deck challenge. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.